Nishant Trivedi welcome you in the video lecture series. Today I am going to tell you about public buildings. In this topic, I am going to cover school building, hospital building, bank and post office. Before going to these drawings and their layouts, let us have a discussion about public buildings. These are the buildings other than the residential buildings. The design of a public building depends upon the nature of the building. Every building has a special characteristics of its own. First, we need to find out the function of building in which number of blocks and units are planned. These units are joined together and form the building. The size of the units depends on the number of persons who are working over there, their furniture requirements and space for the movement of outsider, or you can say customers or clients. Some common arrangements are sanitary blocks, circulation, entrance, reception, parking space, watchman cabin. These are the essential things that we need to provide in any public building. So you have to keep space for public building for sanitary blocks. For example, these are the lavatories where water as well as sanitary units for men and women are provided. For planning of any building, an engineer has to collect the information regarding each and every type of activity to be carried out in the building. For example, number of persons working as a service provider, number of persons entering as a client, and accordingly plan each and every space logically for the efficient functioning of institution. So this we need to understand. In this public building, we have to draw the layout with suitable dimension only. You do not require to draw the plan elevation or sectional elevation of any public building. You have to understand here, you have to make the layout only. Even if you don't write the dimension, that is also okay. But here what you have to understand, you have to put each and every component which is essential while planning and positioning the public building. It can be school, it can be hospital, or it can be any public gathering, it can be office even. So you have to remember the components which are part of that particular public building, and that you have to remember. So let us start with the school building. So school building proposed in a city area may have more number of stories, or you can say floors. It may be 2 or 3 story, or sometimes you will find school building more than 5 story. Hence, accordingly, we have to plan the activities and space logically over different floors. Here, logically means, for example, outdoor sports cannot be at 4th floor, but the indoor sports can be at 4th floor. Again, see the privacy. It is better as you go to upper floor, while it is least on ground floor. Hence, the classrooms and libraries which needs privacy, and we should prefer on upper floors. Sports, drawing rooms, music and arts, indoor and outdoor sports may create noise. Hence, it can be planned on the ground floor or at lower floors. Lavatories should be planned on each floor, and at least 2 stairs should be planned. One stair has to be dedicated only for staffs and parents. Principal rooms, teacher room, establishment of office, conference room should be adjacent to each other. These are the only few examples, but planner has to think for each and every space. logically and scientifically to decide the relative location for the best performance, working and comfortable environment for all the activities. Here, teachers, clerk, peons are service providers and students and parents are the clients. So this is how you have to plan the activity and what is the inflow of people within the premises, how they are going to utilize it, that is also matter of discussion. First of all, we have to understand the components of school building. First is principal room, teacher's room, or you can say staff room, conference room, classroom, libraries, laboratories, computer lab, auditorium, sports for indoor activities, sports for outdoor activities, drawing room, music and arts, canteen if available, parking, drinking water for boys and girls, toilets or you can say laboratory for boys and girls, staircase and lift whichever is possible. So these are the essential thing which has to be in a school. If it is primary school, then you can reduce certain things based on the requirement. For example, in primary school, if you do not provide laboratories, music and arts, drawing room, then it is okay. But certain essential things must be there. So let us have a layout of a school building. Here, a school building is been given to you having 4 classroom, meeting room, headmaster room, staff room or you can say office, basic facilities such as water supply and toilet facilities. So these are the things which are essential for any primary school. Here the dimension is been given for each classroom which are mostly same. These are 8 meter by 6 meter. For staff room or you can say for staff, the office is been provided, that is dimension of 10 meter by 4 meter. A wide passage or you can say lobby is provided here for the access of teachers, headmaster and students. So 2 meter wide space is enough for such access. So this is one of the basic plan of school building. I am showing you another school building plan where the dimensions are not given to you, but you have to assume certain things and make a layout of this plan and write down their dimension by yourself. So this is a kind of activity which I am giving to you for your exercise. So you can have how to write and how to locate each and every component with their dimensions. Here, make sure you have to understand the dimension of riser and trade, which is part of public building. So that is also a primary consideration while determining and drawing of such layouts. Next is hospital building. Here, first of all, let us go through the components which are part of hospital building. These are doctor rooms or you can say consulting room. Sometimes you will find the doctor personal room. So these things are separate. It is meant for their rest. So doctor's room and their consulting rooms are separate. Then operation theaters, x-ray room, patient's waiting room, medical store, ICU facilities, nurse room, special room, semi-special room, general wards, then you can say registration, case registration office or reception, pathology lab, rooms and stairs, pantry, general administration department, then store, emergency ward, canteen, toilets, parking for outsider, staircase and lifts. So these are the components that you have to note down or cover up while drawing the layout of hospital building. If it is a PHC, primary health center, then you can reduce this component based on just providing first aid facilities. So let us have a plan of a hospital building. I am giving you here 2-story plan of a hospital building. So let us study this hospital layout with the dimension of each component. So first is the security cabin, which is essential, and here the entry and exit gate are separate. While you are entering, you will find a porch. At the near to the porch, there is a staircase for going to first floor. Then on left hand side, you will find a reception center where you can ask for any help, or for new case registration you can communicate here. So it is at the entrance. So based on certain activities, you have to place the components in a such a way that one can have maximum benefit of the space. The dimension is 11.10 meter by 6.20 meter. Then consulting room, which is very next to reception. Then you can see here meeting room, general ward, ladies toilet, gents toilets is just opposite to it. X-ray room, store room is also provided. Then operation theater, and after the operation, here the space of post operation room is also given. Pre-operation room, waiting room. So these are the things which are provided here. Even underground water tank is also provided. Here the basement for parking is provided, so you have to show the basement plan also. Next, for first floor you can see general ward, consulting room, then special ward, toilets for men and women. Here the doctors' rooms are given for their own facilities. So this is how you can plan a hospital building. Now I have given you the example of another hospital building where you can write down the dimension and have exercise of this hospital building. Next is bank. In the bank, there are more number of users which come as a client and utilize the floor. So you have to plan a unit in a such a way that one can approach up to certain limit. Here certain things are restricted and people cannot come to certain places just because of the safety of money. So first of all, you have to list out the components in a bank. First is cash counter, general manager office, single window, operating counter, where all the cash transaction and check facilities are done. These single window operation are in 2 or 3 number, or it is more than that. So in these, one can give or take the money, even deposit and taking of that money. These activities can be done easily. Then help desk, waiting lounge, ATM, clearing section, loan section, staff room, recreation room, meeting room, pantry, security, parking, sitting, drinking, water and toilet facilities, and record room. So let us have an example of bank. Here I am giving you the example of two-story bank where number of facilities are given, so you can understand how these dimensions and all these regulation of activities can be done. So first of all, here the entry, at the entry you can find the ATM, and as you enter to the bank you will find reception. Then waiting and sitting area, because here the number of access is more, as I said earlier, so you have to provide larger space so that one can wait for their turn, and you can regulate the inflow and outflow of the people. At very next to either end you will find the amenities and the staircase facility as well. Here these are the counters, or in my word I will tell you, these are the single window clearance where all the give and take and all the deposit or taking out of money or all the transaction is being carried out here. So if my work is up to this, so this would act as a barrier and one can leave by doing their work. So you can restrict the entry of individual to manager's cabin or any locker's room. So these are the cabins. See here the name is not given, so you can just write down personal loan section, home loan section. So you can write down those names here, that is your call. But in terms of cabin you can make this by giving such dimensions. Now at the first floor the same thing are given, where meeting room for the employees are given, toilets for gents and female is also given. Here the cabin facilities are provided. So even here you can write down the loan section or any help desk section for any query in the bank. So this is how you can plan your bank so that you can restrict the entries of people or customer and achieve maximum privacy of the building. Next is post office. This post office includes counter and working space, waiting space for public, record room, store room, pantry, drinking water facilities, toilet facilities, office parking facilities and public parking facilities. So this is how you can plan. I have not given you the dimension of this post office. You can just write down by the taking the reference of bank. I have given you the main component or main part of the post office. So this is how you can make the layout of any public building which has been asked in your exam. So what you have to remember here, you have to remember the components which are part of that particular building. It can be a library, it can be a shopping center, or it can be industry. So you have to make it in such a way that each and every component, initial basics components, can be included. So I am ending this session here. I hope you have learned how to make the layout plan of public building. Thanks for watching this video.